Wrapping up 2020 and getting ready for 2021. 2020 has been the unusual year for all of us. Needless to tell, the disturbances it created everywhere. I think the best way to wrap up the year would be to look at the positive aspects of it and things that might have improved, which when otherwise been postponed to the other day of the calendar, and perhaps might have reached to the next year's calendar. As it is said, improvements made in one aspect of your life sometimes automatically improves the other aspects of life too. And for me, that one habit has been daily journaling, or more precisely saying, regular journaling. 2020 year, I decided to keep up the diary and write down my thoughts in them, and it was just for fun to reflect back on the diary at the end of the year and see how I improved or changed. Anyhow, without any further waffling, I would like to ask you people what means to you when you hear about the word journaling. Many thoughts might pop up in your mind, and many of you might have tried to keep the habit at any point of your life and drop the idea after a few days with the verdict that it's the complete waste of time. There might be many definitions of journaling, but the one that I found on the internet is this the simplest one, and it's simply writing down your thoughts and feelings to understand them more clearly. With the idea in my mind that we always feel motivated to adopt a new habit when we hear about people, the benefits they had in keeping up the habits, I decided to share my experience of journaling several months and with the intention that it might motivate you too for keeping up new habit. It can be of any type. It can be planting, gardening, drawing, writing, reading books, or anything. But in order to maintain the habit, we need to have some sort of journaling habit or tracking system where we can see where, in which aspect of that thing we are losing, we are winning, or what are the things where are the rooms of improvements available. We need to have a external sort of like system where we can record the things, and for me I think that is the journaling. The experience which I gained so far for journaling, like for 1 year, can be categorized. I can categorize them into 4 points: therapeutic, clarity of thoughts, things become real to you, and accomplishment of tasks. I think when you offload the things which is going inside your head on some external source, they become real to you. You can really think, see what's going on in your head, and at a point it comes to you that you can solve it also. Coming to the first point, it's therapeutic. I think it helps remove negative thoughts which you may collect during the day. Your negative thoughts may be rooted to any reason, maybe fight with your siblings or any family members, stress of your work, deadlines approaching, anything. There can be n reasons for it. Regardless of what reasons it might be, sometimes you start reflecting on other aspects of your life too. And I think we all truly dislike it. So I think the best option is to detach yourself and put them in some external source. The second would be is clarity of thoughts. You can define easily what you're thinking about. Sometimes, not very often, we can understand the concept or something are making perfect sense to us, but we cannot put them in words, and somehow it becomes difficult to make people understand what we are thinking about, or makes the conversation difficult, which may often be interrupted by the question, "What do you mean?" When I started journaling, I witnessed that I can actually talk to people on difficult topics more easily than ever before. Not only it does make conversation easier, but it makes you think clearly. The third point would be things become real. When you write things, things become real to you, and the possibility of its accomplishment also increases. Many a times we got so much carried away with our daily activities that We often forget what our goals are and why we are working whatever we are working for, and the main purpose of our work somehow fades away. All we remain is an unmotivated being who is just striving to accomplish something that for the reasons unknown to us. And I think you can write anything. It can be maybe a weekly planner, day to day list, or yearly goals that you need to accomplish. Also, you can make your own habit trackers of any habit to keep up with. The fourth point I would like to share here is accomplishment of tasks. Having a structured day gives a direction to you how you can accomplish all of your tasks and better track of time. Some days can be so busy that you cannot decide what you hardly have to do and how to hardly wind up your day, and sometimes you have got nothing to do. Days go just like wasting. In order to optimize your days and prevent yourself from overworking or feeling totally waste person, I think it's necessary to spill your task over every days of the week, and the best way to have a dedicated journal or diary for that way you can easily track your accomplishments of your task, and also you can see where you're losing or winning and which aspect of work needs to be improved. Now question comes, if you're really intrigued by the idea of installing as a part of your lifestyle, so how you can start for that? Maybe you have tried that in past and couldn't keep up with that because of reason whatsoever. I think following some simple rituals, you can help yourself to keep up with the habit, and you can enjoy the benefits in the long run. Maybe at the end of the year you can make it happen to install as a part of your lifestyles. I think the best way would be to share the tips which I used while I started for this journey. I think that the first one would be very simple for any one of us to just follow, and that is to buy a diary, notebook, journal. You don't need to buy a very fancy or an expensive one to get started. You can even buy a notebook of hardcover. It will also help you serve the purpose, and most interestingly, motivate you to get started. I was very kindly given a diary in the beginning of this year by my mentor, and I successfully got to the last page of that year, and I'm quite happy for that. It's a childhood dream of mine to come, and that's just like coming true to complete any year's diary. Anyways, that brings me to the tip number three, and that is start with a small habit of writing at night. Maybe you have a very busy morning routine where writing about your thoughts is just not an option. You can start with writing something at the night. It can be anything from how you feel that way, or what is the good thing that happened to you or that day, or maybe which big task you completed. From anything to everything you can write there, and gradually you will see that you will start enjoying that task of that time of the day where you just sit to yourself and listen to your own thoughts. My tip number three would be you can use layouts for filling in. If you are still reluctant to keep it as a habit but struggle how to get started, then probably filling in layouts would be best option, and there's so many layouts available online. And if you want, I will have also attached one of the layout which I prepared recently, and it works very well for me, and you can get started with that layout and proceed to your own one. The best part about journaling I like the most is no one is grading you for that. You can be real there. You need not to worry about right or wrong answers because there is none. And also, you just jot down your future projects or anything. So, this was my journey for regular journaling, and yeah, I will continue to journal this year also and write my thoughts this year, and it really helps me to keep me on track. So I think you like the idea of journaling. Definitely give it a thumbs up to let me know, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.